Something that I've heard a bunch of times from my leaders, my mentors, my pastors is preparation time is not wasted time. I just got back from our graduation for our Bible college. Our class of 2026 students just graduated, and as we're going through the ceremony to the end, just kind of sitting there and, I teach at our Bible college. So I've been able to play a very awesome and prominent role in what we do. And so as I was sitting on that stage and as we were going through the procession and, the students were getting their diplomas, so on and so forth, something just continued to echo in my mind. Preparation time is not wasted time. I think of this YouTube stuff that I'm doing now and other endeavors that I have in life. And I think back of, well, what if when I was 24, if I would have took this serious? What if when I was 24, I just consistently uploaded? What if when I was 24 and I had these dreams for what I want to do teaching wise and apologetics and creative and things like that? What would it look like now at 27 if I would have took those things seriously then? I think we hear that a bunch from older people in our life, grandparents, parents, our leaders, pastors, older, mature people who are in our lives. And they tell us, how they wish they didn't take their time when they were young for granted, and they wish they would have focused on and took care of certain things. Because it is very easy for us as we think that as time progresses, things will just get figured out. In some cases, that is true. Some cases, things do get figured out. But it's less about like a random, it's less about things randomly falling into place. But it's more about as you go through and you progress and you're intentional with the things that you do, that is a way that things figure themselves out. But when it comes to the things that we need to be intentional about, we should seize the moment. And this doesn't mean that if you're in your 30s or if you're in your 40s and you listen to this and maybe you were late on the ball, right? Maybe you're late bloomer, whatever it is, that you cannot make the best of what you have now, right? Another thing Pastor Cody says all the time, which I'm positive he stole from somebody, right? Was, the greatest time, the greatest time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second greatest time is today. And, so maybe if you started late, hey, listen, probably, the greatest time for you to have started or took serious on whatever you want to take serious now was probably 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it is. But the second greatest time is right now. Young people who are going through life, who are figuring out life, who are thinking, I just want to do all the things now, so I'm not wasting time. Who wants to waste time doing this, that, and the third? And it's just, man, prepping in your 20s is the wave. Seriously, genuinely. Prepping in your 20s so you can enjoy and reap the benefits in your 30s is the wave. I'm sure if you ask people who are in their late 30s and that didn't take their 20s serious, I'm pretty sure they would have said, I wish I could go back and I could gain back that time. I could start to take some of those things serious where I, focus on my health or my finances or whatever, right? Even thinking like health, it is very easy to think, oh, well, you're young and you're cool and you can worry about all the other things when you get older. But it's like, no, like the people that when they're get older and time is very much showing to take an effect on them, a lot of times it's because they didn't take care of themselves or create healthy habits when they're younger. Money is like, if you're not good with money now, it don't just figure itself out down the line when just because you turn 30. No, you just become a 30-year-old still with money issues, right? Same thing, even for people that are not married, we think that, as I grow older, it'll just figure itself out. And it's like, no, unless you are intentionally, introspective, intentionally working on yourself, becoming healthy, physically healthy, emotionally healthy, spiritually healthy, then just because you're older and you get married, it doesn't just mean, it's going to be great because I'm 30 something years old, 40 something years old. No, you'll just be an older person still with the issues that you had when you were younger. I even think of my life right now, like we are in a season of building, right? Nobody is, we're not being handed, certain opportunities. You know, the life that me and my wife are creating. This is something new for us, but also this is something that our kids are going to be able to build off. You know, us being able to be some of the first people in our immediate families to buy a home. You know, will then have a trickle effect where our kids, as when they grow older and they leave the house, it's not something that they'll think is a far gone goal. That is like, man, a miracle is gonna happen for us to even be able to do this. But they'll be able to step into life and be like, yeah, this is an obtainable goal. That is obtainable because of the preparation that my parents did. I mean, even right now, right? Like I said, the best time to take that I could have took this YouTube stuff serious was in 2020, right? If we're to really put a date on it, like I'd be thinking, I'm like, man, if I could go back in that time, and you know, I had started the podcast up at that time, and if I would have took a lot of that money and bought the things and did the research and had the actual drive, and bro, I could be in a very different situation. But guess what? I did it. But now I am, and this is the best time to do so. So for those people who are, you know, sitting there and maybe thinking like, I'll just push it off until I get older. Don't push it off. Whatever God is calling you to in this moment, in this season, in this life, now is the time for preparation. Now is the time to set yourself up for success, to handle the things that you might be dealing with, the struggles that you might have, the baggage that you might have, the weaknesses that you might have. Putting in the work. It's like going to the gym, like going consistently, getting into the rhythm, getting a healthy body. You know, I don't want to be 40 and I can't play outside with my kids because I'm just out of shape or whatever. Like I don't want to be, you know, not being able huffing and puffing, bringing the groceries up the steps. Like I don't want to do that. But the best time isn't to wait until I'm 40 to then figure that out, but it's to create healthy habits now. So take care of my body now. So that's not a future that I have to worry about. But those are just kind of my thoughts today. Again, these little video log things where I don't have it planned out will kind of just be, hey, this was the day in the life of Buddy. And so that's kind of just what I've been thinking of for the young people. Man, preparation time is not wasted time.